We'll live.
We're living. We're alive. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'll just tell you who's on. Dr. D. Wood Turner, Wayne the Wood Turner.
Good evening.
Christine and Michael Hesseltine.
Good evening, guys.
Midnight Joker.
Hello.
Fred Taylor.
Hey up.
So yeah, everybody seems all right. Good evening and hello, and so I hope you're all doing well. It's got 2 notifications there.
All right.
So
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I've been on my Instagram account all afternoon, and
Yeah.
I have.
You've been doing a live talking to Phil Lyons.
Well, I did a live, and I didn't know that you only had an hour doing a live.
Oh, right.
So it shut down. It said your live was paused or something. So I thought, how am I? Oh my God, what do I do? You know, just sort of like cut everyone off mid-sentence.
Yeah.
So I came out of it and went back in and did it and started up fresh, thinking, I hope it lets me do. So it did, and everyone rejoined. And then, Phil Lyons was commenting saying, "Hi, great, how are you?" and all that sort of stuff. And oh wow, look out, it looks nice where you live and all that. And then my phone made a couple of weird beep bop boop 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 boops, and he's there.
Well, he rang me first because I was up here. I was recording some video, and the phone went, and I could see it was Phil. Well, it was Instagram. He was ringing through Instagram, and then I had clicked on it, and it had gone.
Yeah.
And then he contacted you, but it was funny because I started watching your live, and all I could see was the garage door, and just hear you talking on the phone to somebody.
I know it's really weird, and I don't have that moment of recognition that you guys would when you'd see something change or whatever. I just heard a weird couple of beats, and because I am still quite a social media virgin, even though I'm happy with my progress on it all, when things go not awry, but when something new happens, I'm like, whoa, what's happened? And WTF moments. And then Stace joined.
Yeah, Stacey's on.
Yeah, hi Stace again. So hope you had your tea.
And the Tiny Turner.
Hi Emma. Emma. Listen to the Carver's mallet all the way through. Really, really cool.
David McClernon as well.
Hi Dave.
So hello everybody who's just joined.
And can you say happy birthday to Emma's dad? It was his birthday, and obviously friends and family can't get round to spend time.
Oh right, yeah. Well, happy birthday, Emma, to your dad.
Yeah, I did it.
Hope he's had a good day.
I think it was
in unusual circumstances.
Yeah. I don't think it was today. It was possibly yesterday or a few days
ago. Oh right.
Ago.
Well, I hope he had a good day.
Yeah. So it was nice because his Emma's mum and dad generally watch her live videos. So everyone was saying happy birthday, and he was seeing all that. So it really cheered him up, which is cool.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. I really enjoyed those lives, and it just started out as sort of like, right, I'm going to do a workshop tour for half an hour. And I was just really enjoying it. So it went to that hour, and just as I'm thinking, right, well, I need to be stopping this, you'll get 3 or 4 people that have just joined, and I'm thinking, I can't just end the feed now, because you just had people, and I feel really bad saying, oh yeah, welcome, bye, which is exactly what we'll be doing in an hour. Yeah, oh, hello, goodbye. So, no, it was a lot of fun, and I am still learning. But yeah, I had after Phil had gone, I had a good little chat with Stace.
Yeah.
And gave her the names of some of the top wood turners in the world for her to check out, who are amazing and inspirational, but easy to listen to and understand as well.
I'm just sending a message to Baz because he's asking if we're doing At Home with the Fishers. I've just said yes now.
Timber Marvels.
Yeah.
Baz.
Yeah.
Because there's Real Simple Things. He's Baz as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we've got Sneaks Wall Art.
Hi, Sneaks.
Flaming Turner, who's here and not here.
Editing again, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Wayne, the wood turner, said he didn't realise carving mallets was so technical. David Julie says we're both looking well.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, that's
that's due to my haircut.
I'm having mine done tomorrow.
I'm cutting Nicola's hair tomorrow, but the guard, we're going to have the maximum length on the guard.
Yeah.
Although last haircut I did for you was very successful, but I think it was
just a bit too short, really.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I've got this bit here that sort of, I don't know, I can't do it looking at myself, but yeah, I've got a bit of a hole here, but
a hole.
Well, it's just where the fringe is shorter on that side.
Was that me?
Well, I think we did.
It'd have grown back by now. That's not me. You can't. That's not operator error. You can't be. I mean, that haircut was a month ago. It had grown back. I mean, you could have.
Yeah, but it's shorter.
I mean, you could have a bloody Busby in that time.
Well, I saw Annie Lennox. She's had her hair cut and she's got it all shaved at the sides. But...
Oh, right. Well, I mean, she's synonymous with short hair. Really.
Yeah.
You know, she always had that.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Tiny
Turner says, oh my God, do it live. Well, we did do it live last time.
Mm.
Oh, right. Okay. They all want it live. Well, we can do it live again.
Yeah.
We did do it live last time, didn't we? Well, we really hammed it up.
Well, you're busy in the first thing, but if we do it after lunch, so let's say 1:30 p.m.
Okay,
1:30 p.m.
I'll just put it in my diary. I'll put my hair appointment in my diary.
Yeah, with Sweeney Todd here. So 1:30 p.m. UK time. Nicola's visiting the blind barber again. You're a glutton for punishment. I must have done a good job. You're coming back, or is it just about saving the 30 quid? Knowing Nicola, it's all about the 30 quid.
It was good. I mean, it was good, but I just
think,
my hair just grows so fast. I mean, now it's sort of. It's getting quite, I mean, I know it's not long, but it's getting long for me. And it sort of sticks out and this bit gets really thick on top. And yeah.
Yeah, I've got a really good head of hair.
Yeah.
And it's quite thick and voluminous. But I mean that very respectfully. My hair's very fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just when I used to have a side parting in the 80s and all that sort of stuff, if I'd have just done something the slightest bit energetic, like running or whatever, it's like I was always having to run my fingers through my hair and just get it back into its parting, because we were very,
very
trendy in the 80s. We're all wearing Farrah slacks. Oh yeah. And and Pringle sweaters and
with that little tab on that had the F on it.
Yeah, Farrah. Yeah. We all wore Farrah slacks. And this was just hanging out on the street, Adidas, Gazelle, or Samba, and Farrah slacks, and a nice crew neck sweater, and a nice hairdo, side parting. You'd wear a bit of Brute 33.
I think Tiny Turner says we need a picture of this.
Yeah, possibly. I couldn't begin to tell you where they are, but. Yeah, I'll try.
Your mum might have some.
Yeah,
when we get to see them again.
Yeah. So there's that. So yeah, 1:30 p.m. then tomorrow. Yeah, we'll cut it live. So I don't know how that time fits with everybody else.
Well, hang on. Flaming Turner say 2 p.m. as Andy is doing his lunchtime live. All right, 2 p.m. My appointment's been changed. Haircuts at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
I'll just update my
calendar. Yeah. Nicola's been double booked. Yeah.
Right, I'll just change this. You can carry on talking.
Yeah, I'll do that for you, Nick, if you promise to stop. Try to drill through your hands.
Drill your hands.
You chuffing maniac.
Okay then. 2 p.m. haircut
There you
tomorrow.
go, rescheduled.
Everybody got that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're not there for 2 p.m, we'll put it in our story. Or you can put it in your story.
Yeah, well, when we finish it, you have to download it. And last time...
What, we're in the Who now?
Well, when you finish it, there's a thing in the top right that says download. And last time I was sort of trying to switch it all off and get rid of the hair out of my neck and all that sort of stuff. And it just went. So, yeah. So, yeah,
I cut my hair today, number 1, all over. And then I got a longer guard and just shortened and trimmed my beard a bit. And then just got the airline and blasted all the hair off, which was fun.
Baz says, don't know about anyone else, but I've put a stone on. I can't believe that, Baz. You like a whippet.
Well, you see, you're just bulking up off season, aren't you, mate?
That's what I'm doing.
Weight training, seeing as Baz does some weights,
We've not been perfect, have we? We've sort of stuck to what we were doing, but we have had a bit of treats.
Just some treats, but it's just, just therapy.
Yeah. I've put on about 4 pounds.
I mean, we're still eating salads every day, lots of veg. We're still not having chips and potatoes and pasta and rice, and
I think that's our saving grace, really. We have Stace. We have been eating some chocolate, and we had some ice cream, didn't we? So yeah, we have had a few more treats than we would.
Yeah, but it does, having a little bit of what you like. I mean, I've not been out of the house apart from taking Bamba for a walk. I've not been any further than taking Bamba for a walk for a month now.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I've been taking Bamba out in the morning for our daily walk, but it's not really very far.
Well, if you do the full circuit, you go through the woods on the top of the hill, past the stables, and
it's only about a couple of miles, though.
If you take your time, it's 40 minutes.
Yeah, but it's not far in terms of distance.
No, but there are sort of like they do not want you to walk a guide dog for miles and miles. No. They say out for an hour is optimum.
No, I wouldn't take Bamba, but I miss walking further than that, and I'm missing going to the park and just
going to a coffee shop.
Yeah, coffee shops.
Yeah, you're missing taking your notebooks and your journals and having a latte in a cafe, aren't you? Putting some thoughts down. You're really missing that. But again, for me, it's not that different from what I normally do. So yeah, that was cool. I listened to the podcast this morning, didn't I?
Yeah, Chris was a guest on my podcast this week. So his episode, we only recorded it at the weekend, didn't we?
Yesterday.
Because technically I had a gap. I've done, Chris is number 9 today. I recorded another one today, and I've got 2 more that I should be recording over the next fortnight. I didn't have one to actually go live today, so we recorded that over the weekend. So this series will be 12 altogether, and then I'm going to take a break, and I'll probably do the next series. I'm thinking September. So yeah.
But yeah, it was good fun, and you did ask some probing questions. I felt probed. Felt violated. I didn't. No, it was interesting. I don't mind, sharing the dark sides of my life and stuff.
That's what I wanted to do. I think the trouble with some of the podcasts, they don't really get to the nitty gritty, and we've said that with some of the interviews. But
it was funny because 20 minutes in, you said, let's stop, and can you sound a bit more upbeat? And I'm thinking, well, you've just asked me about how I went blind and how I wanted to kill myself 3 years after going blind. How do I sound upbeat? Yes, I wanted to swing from the rafters because I was going through this gut-wrenching flipping anxiety. Oh yes, you know, hurrah! I wanted to kill myself. How do you sound upbeat about that?
I know, but I don't know. Anyway, it worked because we stopped, didn't we?
Yeah, and rebooted.
We rebooted,
and that was it. And we went in one take then.
Well, we had 3 sections altogether.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had a comfort break partway through, and then I sort of just stitched them together.
Does that mean you went to the toilet?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Nicola had a comfort break. Sorry, she visited the lavatorium. That's what I call it.
So I had 3 sections, and then I decided what order they were going to go in. But I asked you the same question twice. Can't remember which one it was now, but I did ask you the same question twice. But interestingly, I got a slightly different answer for both questions. Slightly different take. So yeah. Let's see what people are saying. You just did, Chris.
What, got upbeat about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's different now, you see, because I'm not like I'm not being into. Now we're just hanging out with friends. But yesterday it was like, microphone shoved in front of your face. And it's like, when I've been public speaking or I've been about to go and deliver a speech somewhere and we're driving to the venue in the car and you say, right, so Christopher, tell me a little bit about yourself and go. And I'm like, well, there. So, yeah, I'm much better winging it like I am doing now.
Dr. Julie said you made a good investment. There is now more of Nicola than when you got married. And I said, actually, there's less now. Flaming Turn, I don't like this lockdown stuff. I got told I need to lose 5 stone so I can get help on my back. Can't do that now in lockdown. So yeah, quite a bit of talk about weight, chocolate chip cookies, chocolate, haircuts. Yeah. Oh, Prickly Sauce is on.
Hi, Rob.
Nicola Paxman.
Yeah.
I like doing the interviews though. There was a point where I used to really envy people, like David Frost. I used to love David Frost on a Sunday. He was just so good. And I used to really envy people who were interviewing, well-known people for whatever reason. And I did used to dream of doing that. And, it's like, who knows where it'll go.
But remember, I don't know if our listeners know, but you wrote a book.
Yeah.
And as part of the book, you interact with lots of celebrities.
Yeah.
So can you tell people a bit about that?
Well, it was a charity book, probably about 20 years ago. And it was to raise funds for the charity we were involved with at work. And I wrote to 800 celebrities. I think I've said this before. I think I've told them before.
Go on,
800 celebrities asking them what their little luxury was. And it had to be something inexpensive, something that, everybody could access. I can't remember what the other criteria was, but it was, I don't know, like a little luxury might be having the time to sit and read, or Dawn French's was chocolate.
Kelsey Priest.
Yeah. Princess Margaret's was a hot bath when one is cold and a cold bath when one is warm.
Yeah, that's what she told you. It was a gin and it, wasn't it, really?
Who else did I have? I can't remember some of them. We had Margaret Thatcher, Tony Blair, but Billy Idol, loads of them. There were about 120 in the end, and we had the launch at the Groucho Club in London, and about 12 came. Alan Titchmarsh came, James Herbert, David Jacobs, David Rintoul, I was trying to think who else was there. Well, about 12 altogether. Some of them you might not know. There were a couple of female authors came. But yeah.
Cool.
So, and I've got loads of press cuttings and stuff like that. So
there you go.
There you go. Sneaks Waller. I think if people can naturally warm to you, you're more than halfway there. I just love watching you guys just chat. Yeah, I think you're right about interviewing people. I think it's about getting rapport. And I was talking to somebody today about my work and some of the things that I want to launch. And we were talking about when you do one-to-ones with people, I get a lot of people telling me stuff that they'll say, I can't believe that I've just told you that. Please don't tell anybody. Or, you know, they sort of tell me just quite personal stuff. And I think it's, you know, it's building that rapport with people. And also the secret is asking people questions and then letting them answer. And just sometimes if you don't say anything, people will feel the need to fill the gap. So yeah, that's kind of one of my little tricks that I do. So yeah,
it was good. I enjoyed it. But listening back to it, I do know that I said a lot. So I don't know if that's a Salford Mancunian thing. That you know what.
I think sometimes you say it more than others. I didn't edit Chris's at all because it was one of those things where it was probably the most conversational podcast I've done. And I was up against it time-wise. So it was basically we recorded it, I stuck it together, added the intro, the outro, and my little introduction. And then it's gone up. Normally I would go through, so like with Nikki Pattinson, who was on last week, I went through and I took out ers and ums and just little bits where you didn't need to hear me repeating the question, or sometimes people repeat themselves, so I took out bits like that, but I didn't do anything with yours. I just stuck it up. So
yeah, it was raw.
It was raw.
It was in the flesh.
It was.
No, but after listening back to it, I was happy with the answers I'd given.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds good. I listened to it on Sunday because I needed to work out the order. And
you had any comments about it or any?
Not yet. I don't think. No. Sneaks Warlock says, I get that all the time. Random people just tell me everything. All I do is just smile and listen. Silence, good interview technique, Wayne the Wood Turner. Yeah, it definitely does work. And I think sometimes, I get people coming up to me in the street, they'll ask me directions, and then you end up having a conversation and you think, gosh, I can't believe all this stuff you're telling me. I don't know, maybe we've just got one of those faces, Sneaks.
I was listening to a clip actually before the late Christopher Hitchens. He's being interviewed on an American news program, and Christopher Hitchens, who wasn't afraid to speak his mind and say what he thought, he said to the presenter, don't invite me on your show and then tell me to shut up. Which is, while Christopher was speaking, the interviewer should have just listened, yeah.
Well, I think, some of these interviews they do, like Jonathan Ross sometimes, it's very calculated, and I think they rehearse it, and they're all right, but sometimes you just think, do you know what, you've had this really amazing person on your show, and you've really not made the most of the opportunity. And it would be really good if there was somebody who was doing better interviews. I mean, we don't really watch television, so there might be, but I don't know, some of the old people that used to do it. Michael Parkinson, he was quite good, but David Frost was brilliant. He was definitely my favourite. So David says, lovely to see and hear you both, and I hope everyone has a good evening. Are you going now, David?
He's off.
So what else are you talking about then? Oh, Bamba's molting a lot.
Yeah.
He's molting a lot.
He is. So he's having a brush every every other day.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I took a photograph of him and he was just lay on the lawn a couple of days ago, and he'd just been in the garden for a PP, and then it was nice and sunny, so he lay on the lawn. So I just held the camera out at arm's length and took a photograph. Well, I got his attention, and I felt him move because I was holding the lead. Felt him move, so I thought, right, well, he's paying attention. So I took the photograph, and that's got nearly 3,000 people reached.
Yeah.
The power of a nice pooch. So yeah, that's cool. Really happy for him. Everyone loves you, B-Dog.
Yeah. David is going. Bye, David.
Good night, David.
Love to you and Tova. Catch you soon. David McClernand says Piers Morgan is the worst. I don't think I've ever seen him do any.
You've not heard Piers Morgan interview anyone?
I might have done. Does he do that show where he has he's a celebrity on?
Well, he's done that, and he's on what's it called, Breakfast TV.
Yeah, I don't watch.
Like Good Morning Britain or whatever.
I don't watch.
Hey, do you remember the days of TVAM when Breakfast TV started?
Yeah.
For the first day, and you're there. Woohoo! Well, Breakfast TV, this is amazing.
Bring back Parky, says Leona. Parky was good, says Debbie Beardall. Graham Norton has a good laugh. Yeah, he's not too bad. But yeah. I think I might have seen some of Piers Morgan's because I think he interviewed Victoria Beckham. He's interviewed people like that, I think. If that's what
he's
I'm
interviewed loads and loads of people, but
yeah.
He's quite. If he's one of these, I get the impression. We're stopping this conversation in a minute because we're going to go down the politics route, and we're not doing that. But he's one of these. If he thinks he's right, you won't get a bloody word in edgeways, and he'll impose his views quite harshly on you.
No, well, we don't really watch television, do we?
No.
I can't remember the last time I actually saw anything on the television. It's probably you when you're on Sunday Morning Live or something. That's the only time we really watch it for something like that.
Yeah.
We've been watching The Walking Dead. We're really into that, aren't we?
Well, I listened to it all first time around.
Oh right, yeah.
But Nicola, you love spooky things and things that go bump in the night, but from an intellectual standpoint, the blood and guts and gore, you're not a huge fan of.
I'm not into horror.
But I did say, when I was trying to sell the program to Nicola, I said, look, I've started listening to this and I'm only on the second episode. I'll leave it there if you want to jump in and start listening. And he's like, yeah. And I said, please, well, and so you gave it a go, and then you realise that it's more about the group dynamic. And,
I'm not bothered about the gore. I just don't really. Horror films just are not my thing.
All right, okay. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them tremendously.
When I was in my teens, I spent a couple of days in an operating theatre watching operations. Seeing people being sliced open and...
Yeah, you did. And that's because your mum wanted you to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And your mum was a secretary for a consultant.
Yeah.
So she got you fast-tracked into the surgery to observe. And you're there going, yeah, this is interesting, but all I want to do is go and study French in France.
Yeah.
which ultimately happened, and your dream came true. And yeah.
But yeah, I'm not bothered about the blood and guts.
No.
Tiny Turner says they don't have a TV, listen to films a lot in the workshop. Baz says, did a little live today to a friend turning a pair of candle holders, did just the one, needs tidying up. Are we talking turning or just general waffle? It's just general waffle. This is what we're good at on a Monday, aren't we?
What, Baz? No, you can talk turning.
Oh
if
yeah,
you
can talk turning, but we just talk waffle, don't we?
No, really? You can talk about
anything you want.
Anything you want. You know, the platform is there for people to share their lives with us. You know, it's a two-way thing. So you go ahead, Baz, and tell us about your candlestick, mate.
Wayne the Woodturner says he spent a lot of time watching Operations. Where was that then? Baz says, oh, right, okay, cool. Yeah, Chris watches a lot of YouTube. Well, listens to it, don't you? You've been listening to a lot of YouTube recently.
Well, I'm trying to, listen to some live demos. And actually, Phil Irons is just about almost. He's just waiting for his. He's waiting for a good microphone, and he's been in contact with Cindy Droster, who's one of the world's greatest female turners.
Right.
She's got a huge following, so he's getting the same microphone as Cindy. So, but he said, me and Phil will do a live Instagram collab,
cool. Yeah,
a Q&A. So yeah, Phil's been turning 30-40 years, and he's got a very successful business, and he's toured the world demonstrating. And he goes back, although he's, obviously it's been postponed this year, but he's the guest turner at this German club every year, and they love having him. And he's gone back there every year for 19 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so me and Phil Irons will be doing a live Q&A together.
That'll be good.
So Phil, he's RPT and he's the president of the AWGB.
Wayne the Woodturner says training as a nurse. Prickly Sauce says flower tattoos, love them. Sneak says seems like a lot of people are turning their backs on TV. Yeah, I think I've not really watched it for a long time.
Well, isn't a lot of it just reruns and things?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are watching YouTube, Netflix, stuff like that.
Well, they're just streaming on demand, so it suits our lifestyle. Because
I think all television is going to end up being on demand,
and
then you can watch it when you want. Because why should you want to watch something on Thursday at 8:30 when you could watch something when you choose?
Yeah.
Anyway, this is my microphone. Talking about microphones, this is my blue Snowball.
I think they're quite popular, aren't they?
Yeah.
What's that one that Charlie's just got?
He's got a blue, but his is more like a long one.
Did you say a pill shape?
Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, that one. Yeti, is it a blue Yeti? I think he's got.
But Charlie's just bought a new microphone, paid £150 for it.
Yeah.
But it's similar to the ones he was using at college when they were miking up the studios and things. Well, it has the same technology, and it has different settings, and it's got a dial on
this. Well, this one wasn't very expensive. I don't know if you bought me this one at Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it was about £45, something like that. But it's this
funky design. Isn't
it's like pretty much the length of my arm away from us, probably a bit further away from you. But what is really good about this is I can record stuff on it. So if I'm doing a podcast or a video or something, and if you you were on the phone to Charlie earlier when I was recording a podcast, and it doesn't pick up sound downstairs.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so it's only really picking up it's up to the close sound. Because I tried it once when Charlie was on the drums. I wanted to record something. Couldn't hear the drums at all.
Oh, that's good.
So yeah, it is. I'm really happy with it, and it's quite cute. Maple Tree says he's got the same one. Blue Yeti. Yeah. So, what else?
What's on the list?
Cake stand.
Oh yeah, the cake stand, that turned out well, didn't it, folks? So I think it was good, cutting it into the 3 parts. And this is again part of sort of like knowing your craft and how long things are going to take, because that was three parts and they were all pretty much the same length each part. So it's good, and this is a skill that you develop demonstrating. It's uncanny how you get your projects done on time practically. I don't know what Emma's findings on it are, but to do a demo, because I love to get the demo done from start to finish and go away with something completed. There are some demonstrators that will show a little bit of a technique, and here's one I did, and here's one a bit further on in the progress, and which is fine. Nothing, I've nothing against that. If that's the way that you do your demos, all love and peace to you. But I personally like to start off with something and have the finished product. So
I like to see something. If I'm watching somebody, I like to see it finished and see that whole evolution that something goes through.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
Yeah,
to end up with something finished. And
Dale says he got his snowball from a chap on Free Cycle. That was good. Tiny Turner says, yes, it worked well that the multi-part stream lets people follow the project, catch up with you and continue without being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Rob's off to eat. Enjoy your tea.
Bye, Rob. I think I made the right choice. And, having someone there for me to do that, because I am slower than a sighted turner, I'm still hugely quicker than, I was, and getting quicker all the time as, your skills develop and your confidence, etc., etc. But I think I made the right choice breaking that into 3 parts. And
Baz says he thinks it worked well, 3 parts. Emma says that's what she prefers to try and do. But your multi-part stream really allows you to expand on each section. And the great thing with your cake stand was each individual part was made to finish.
Yeah, again, that's, let's break it up so I can do, like, obviously we did the base first. So, and because I knew there was power carving and texturing with the percussive engraver and having the airbrush, there's a lot going on for me. So I was able to do the base from start to finish. Although, tell a lie, I had to put the gilt cream on the following day on the base. But
essentially it was finished, wasn't it? The turning and everything was done.
Yeah, but subsequently the other parts of the project went really, really well. It went to plan. It's always good, especially when you're doing sort of like tenons and mortises or male and female ends. And
Bye, Dale.
You're wanting everything to fit together as well. So you're having to work the problems as you go on the fly, which again is that's a great challenge, and I love that problem solving on the fly, which is good.
Emma says, you're like me, Chris. Neither of us shut up when demoing, which always makes you slower at turning.
Yeah, but it's that interaction that the audience really like, and that's why we're so popular, and our bookings are reflected in that. And because the more I describe it, the more my mental imagery flows and is enforced and reinforced. That benefits me, and it benefits the audience, because I'm explaining every single thought process that I'm going through and thinking, and that resonates with them. And they say, wow, how interesting, and to hear how your mind works when you're doing things. But to hear Emma do her live streams, she's explaining every little bit.
Well, I think as well, people like to hear the story. I think with you, and I can't speak for Emma because I wasn't listening to that today when you were listening to that. But you tell your story as well, and everybody has a story. It might be completely different to yours, but everybody has a story of why they would turn and how they got into it and what they love to do and why it's important to them. They might have a mental health story. You know, they might have had a job and then taken up wood turning and gone professional. There's so many different angles.
No, there is, and you know, every wood turner on the professional or, you know, amateur turners that are doing the demos, you know, like Emma, she's, you know, a truck driver, and, you know, first of all, a truck driver, and she's tiny, you know, hence the name, you know, so she's, you know, a short female truck driving.
She's petite.
Yeah, you're petite. Sorry, Emma, you are petite. You're a petite truck driving wood turner, and I mean, just straight away there, people are going to go.
I mean, that's a great story in itself. Yeah.
Let alone, you know, saying, right, well, I'm going to turn the spindle now, and I'm turning the head for the mallet. But, you know, I had this huge load on the truck today, and it's like, whoa, what? You sure you drive trucks? And it is incredible. So I think it's fascinating, and yeah, Emma's got a great story to tell.
Yeah.
And also the fact that because Emma is petite, and she was explaining how she approaches the work with her beading and parting tool a certain way. She goes over, and as she said, swan necks in then to the spindle center. You know, she's doing that differently because of her petite stature. So, you know, there's a story there, and it's I do it this way because I have to, but it works, and here are the results. So, yeah, every wood turner that out there demonstrating, you know, the more demonstrators that feel happy with rabbiting and gossiping, yeah, that's awesome.
Emma says makes personal connections, which are so important, especially during this time.
Yeah.
Leona says she loves hearing people's stories of how they found wood turning. David McClernand, that's why I need 2 jobs. Everything is so expensive.
Yeah.
Stace says she's tiny as well. She has to use a step to use the lathe.
Oh, really? How tall are you, Stace? You sound about 6 foot on the to me.
Tiny Turner says you said "A up." Love it. Anyone heard any news on possible Makers Central? No, I've not heard anything at all.
I haven't heard anything.
Tiny Turner says I fall off steps in the most unelegant way. I loved the quote at the end of the blog. This is Fred Taylor. If you see a truck with no driver, it will be me. Stacey's 5'5".
All right, okay.
So
that's everyone's got a story, and everyone's story can be told and listened to.
Well, Nikki Pattinson, who was on the podcast last week, she talks a lot about telling your story in a business context, and you know, she sort of says how you tell your story is really important for connecting with people, and she's doing a whole load of webinars at the moment which are really good around telling your story and showing up. So she covers a lot of good stuff as well. Right, who else have we got? What's going on here? Debbie is 5'3". Angles Chris makes me look tall.
What's that?
It's angles makes Stace look tall.
All right, angles.
The lathe stand I made was for me before Stace started turning, as I'm 6 foot. Real Simple Things is on.
Who's 6 foot? Nick?
Yeah.
All right.
Tiny Turner, wagon is loaded, so I can't comment anymore, but we'll be listening, guys. Oh, well, happy driving.
Yeah, thanks for dropping in, Emma. So, yeah, have a a productive and happy night.
Right then. So, what else do you want to talk about?
Well, we've covered haircuts and cake
We've done
stands.
Haircut, The Walking Dead, cake stand. We've talked about you on the podcast.
Yes.
We mentioned that Bamba's molting.
People, I uploaded I'd made the cover of Living with Disability magazine. Had we already mentioned that?
I think we might have done.
All right, okay. We'll skip that. But anyway, thanks for all your kind words and comments. That's 3 publications that I've been
featured in.
Made the cover of 2. We've glossed over that then. What have I got planned for tomorrow? Well, I think I'm going to get on with some turning tomorrow.
What are you turning?
I'll do some more spindle work. It's good to keep up your spindle skills and things like that. Yes. What's the weather like tomorrow?
Not sure. I mean, it said it was going to rain today, but it's been really lovely here.
Well, it forecast showers yesterday and they didn't materialise. It was a bit cooler. And there is that cooler edge to the temperature, isn't there? Even here today, but no rain.
Right, 2 questions. Can you tell more about the air rifle shooting? And Debbie, that's Baz, and Debbie wants to know what you're making live on Sunday.
Right, well, I'll answer Baz first. I've always been a keen shooter. I used to have a shotgun certificate before I went blind and did clay pigeon shooting. So I love that. I had a Spanish make called a Lamba, and that was a 12 gauge over-under multi-choke selectable trigger. Nice gun. And then I've shot air rifles since I was 17, and they're blind. Obviously, there are blind Paralympian shooters, and they have a very expensive scope, acoustic scope and laser system. So I was there getting near the target bullseye, the tone, they wear headphones and it goes beep, 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 like parking sensors. So there's that, but I think those scopes are made by Swarovski. So they're hugely expensive, the system. So a cheaper way around is a lot of sighted turners have scope cams. So I listened to a couple of tutorials. The intention was to go to our local air rifle club, and I know the secretary there, Ian. The plan was, come along. They said, you're welcome. And Nicola would, the scope cam, you have a mount over the eyepiece of the scope, and then an old smartphone with the camera is looking down this rubber mount and sees the reticle, the crosshairs. So Nicola would be looking over my shoulder and saying up, down, left a bit, oh, right. So there's still a lot of skill for me there to get my breathing right and my grip, and then, gently squeeze the trigger off to hopefully get a bullseye or as near as I can. So a lot of skill, it's great relaxation and to get in the zone. We just got that busy. So I've got a Weihrauch, big fan of the German Weihrauch. It's underlever Springer, and it's the Weihrauch HW97 thumbhole stock with a scope and a homemade scope cam on it. So we'll get round to it. Flipping heck.
Yeah.
I used to love shooting. Still do.
We were going to do axe throwing as well, weren't we?
Oh yeah, I want to do a bit of axe throwing.
Flaming Turner says, please don't try archery.
Oh right, yeah. Well, the blind make very good archers, and there's a blind Paralympic archery team, and they have spotters, and they use ingenious little devices and gadgets to help them. It's all about body position and foot position, and just before they, take the shot. You know, they have spotters there helping them. So no, there's lots of blind archers.
Midnight Joker says he's got an HW35, bit heavy for target shooting though.
Yeah, 35, good full power hunter though.
Well, that one's quite heavy anyway.
Yeah.
Right, so what are you making live on Sunday?
I don't know. I'm thinking I might not necessarily do. Well, I might do a live, but I might incorporate it with a bit of a sharpening, Tormek sharpening tutorial. Just explaining for those of you that are going to tune in and hopefully watch, you know, how I use the jigs, how I, you know, use the pen friend labels for the jig settings. So I think I'll start with a bit of a Tormek demo, showing the as well, because I've got the diamond stone fitted on. Mine's the DF250, so they do the extra fine, the fine, and the coarse. Mine's the middle of the road, the fine. So with it being diamond, it never needs truing like, you know, the conventional stones. It's a lovely stone on it. So yeah, I was thinking of doing a bit of turning, Tormek sharpening rather, and then I'll do some spindle work. So maybe not a project. Maybe we can end up with a project. Might do a nice magic wand and do some embellishing on it or colours, and show people how to use melamine lacquer the way that I do, building it up in layers and then burnishing it. So it'll be probably a bit of sharpening, bit of spindle turning, and then applying a colour and a melamine lacquer. So that should be, I think I'll go with that.
Real Simple Things said he used to love shooting but not done it for years. Wayne the Woodturner has been shooting rats. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me.
So what, you've been shooting rats recently, Wayne?
Yeah, I think so.
So what do you use for that? See, I love the whole, you know, tech side of shooting as well. You know, the beautifully engineered and, you know, a big, I know you can get a lot of synthetic stocks and things like that and laminated stocks now, but, you know, there's a huge, beautiful, you know, a huge amount of craftsmanship, especially when you get into the top end shotguns like the Holland and Hollands and the Purdy's, you know, the British bespoke, real top end stuff.
Midnight Joker says those little ratting air guns are good. Use one to keep the pigeon population under control at his allotments.
Oh yeah, there's sort of like the rat catcher and things like that. I think they're made by Benjamin. They were the 2.2 rat catcher.
Yeah, Wayne says he's got an air rifle.
All right, okay.
Is your gun gas, Chris?
No, spring. No, it's not. It's not a pre-charged pneumatic, and it's not CO2 powered. It's underlever spring, but it's full power. Beautiful rifle. So yeah, but I've bought this for target shooting, and because it's fixed barrel, you know, it's very accurate. It's got the world famous record trigger on it, spelt with a K. You know, regarded as one of the finest air rifle triggers ever made. So happy days.
Yeah.
You used to shoot, didn't you, Nicola? In fact, on my live today, the workshop tour, I was talking about your spent 2.2 rimfire shells, cartridges, cases.
I've still got my targets from then. That was in my teens. I must have been about 15, I think.
So where did you shoot?
In Bury at the armory there.
Or was it indoor range? Or
Yeah, used to go there. That was just near where they had the funeral for Lee Rigby.
Oh right, okay.
Just right there. Debbie says my dad had an old 12 bore side by side with hammers.
Wow.
It sat me on my backside first time I fired it.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, the muzzle energy on a 12 gauge shotgun, depending on the weight of the round, whether or not you're shooting, quite a light pigeon round or whatever, obviously that's going to alter the equation that does the muzzle power. But you're looking for a full power UK English air rifle, 12 foot-pound is the maximum power, and a 12 gauge shotgun is averaging 2,000 foot-pound. So 12 foot-pound for an air rifle, 2,000 for a shotgun, depending on what load you're shooting.
Right.
So yes, they're either going to knock you on your backside, or you're going to have a sore shoulder the first couple of times you shoot it. But I used to love it. And again, after shooting, clay pigeons, getting back and dismantling your rifle or your shotgun and cleaning it, that whole. It's not just like now, you would turn, and then when your project's finished, you can, put everything away and give your lathe wipe down and a hoover and a dust and, wax your bedways and all that stuff.
So, anything else?
I'm off on one here, Nicola, and then you say to me, well, Chris, anything else? Well, Nicola, anything else? Well, it's 2026 anyway, so we're getting near our hour.
Well, I've been walking Bamba, haven't I, in the morning? I know what I did, I can tell you. Captain Tom Moore, I'm sure you've all heard of him. His birthday is on Thursday when he's 100. And if you put a letter in the post from today until his birthday or till the end of the week, it will be franked to celebrate, like, happy birthday, Captain Tom Moore, 100. So I put 2 envelopes in the post this morning when Bamba and I went out for our walk. So they were only second class, so hopefully they'll be back maybe by Thursday. And I'm hoping they've got a decent frank on. So,
and then you'll keep them.
Yeah. So I did 2 just in case one of them's not very good. But yeah, having put that in this morning. So
what's his total at now?
About 30 million, I think. But they were talking as well about doing a program on Thursday on breakfast television, where they'll interview him and tell his story. And I think they're trying to get the Queen to maybe do a piece to camera and wish him happy birthday. And obviously he gets his telegram as well.
Yeah. But it's amazing that.
It is an amazing story. And we were talking about it today, I think, on the podcast I recorded. We were talking about people saying, when you get to 50, it's too late to do anything and you've kind of missed your boat and your life's over.
Who says that?
No, but I'm just overselling it here.
Oh, right, yeah.
But you do get
legal, man.
No, I know. I mean, you get people who say, "Oh, I'm too old at 50 to change career or write a book," or
This is a good grief moment. Go on.
But people do. That's what people say.
Yeah.
And he definitely proves that that's not the case.
No.
I don't know. Every time I think about it, I just think, you get to a couple of weeks away from being 100 and you raise 30 million and you're number 1 in the charts.
Yeah.
And you've got 2 Guinness World Records. You've got a Pride of Britain award. I'm sure he's going to get a knighthood. It's just, I just find it kind of, when you really think about it, I just think it's so incredible.
It is incredible.
And, I suppose most people would think by the time they're that age, they've done everything that they're going to do. But even then, you can't imagine what else you could do.
No. in some ways his life has just begun.
Yeah.
Because there's this huge media celebrity, isn't he now?
Well, once people are sort of moving about normally again, I'm sure he's going to be on every television program going, and there'll be loads more stuff as well. But yeah, it
is a great story.
It is. I just love it. And on that note,
we're going to love
go and
you
watch The Walking Dead.
Yeah, we're going to love you and leave you. I'm going to say B-Dog dans le jardin pour la toilette. And then, it's a glass of vino and The Walking Dead time.
Yeah. Not for me, the wine, but...
what sort of therapy are you having? Having some chocolate?
Yeah, I've got some chocolate for tonight, yeah.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. Walking Dead, wine and chocolate. Bippity boppity boo.
And thank you so much for coming to join us for our little random chats on a Monday. We really appreciate it. And we wish you a good week. And we shall be back for Chris's Live on Sunday night at 7:30.
Yeah, so it's going to be a bit of a...
actually, no, we'll be back tomorrow at 2:00 for
the haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, haircut 100. Yes.
So, yeah, thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, good night, guys. Thanks a lot.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.